All right, what's up, guys? My name is Brent Smith. This is our first Facebook Live, kind of a podcast format. So I really wanted to wait until we had it perfect, but perfection is the enemy of progress. So I figured we might as well just go forward with it. So, like I said, my name is Brent Smith.
Kayla Grace.
Kayla Grace. And a little bit about me, for those of you that don't know me, which is probably a majority of you. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for about almost 13 years now. So in October will be 13 years. I got into Jiu-Jitsu because I started learning Kung Fu, actually. So Wing Chun Kung Fu, I was all about it. So I did that for a couple years, and I decided I don't want to learn something that I'm not going to use. So I signed up for an MMA fight, and it didn't go well for me. It didn't go well for me at all. So in about my first fight, just knowing I got submitted in just under a minute. It was like 56 seconds or something like that to a triangle choke. And then the next fight, still all I knew was Kung Fu. It was right around the same amount of time and rear naked choke. So I decided this is something I need to learn. And I jumped right in. So that's kind of how I got started on my path to Jiu-Jitsu, and I haven't looked back.
I was on a self-discovery journey, as however that sounds, and losing weight. So I was on this kick where I just wouldn't say no. I was going to try everything regardless of how much it scared me. Have severe anxiety and social anxiety, so this is freaking me out. But so I went to this gym to support a friend who was coaching an obstacle course fitness class. And one of the classes offered there was Jujitsu. And so I'm like, I liked martial arts. I grew up doing Taekwondo and things. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. I stepped on the mats, and that first class, I was in love. I can't find anything else that makes me that happy. Well, him and the kids maybe, but maybe it's a tie. But I've never looked back. And so I'm a little over 2 years into my Jiu-Jitsu journey. And for me, it's just a lifelong thing, and it's one of the best things I've ever found.
Like we're both so obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu. It's crazy that we found each other, that we're both on the same level. So like I said, I kind of wanted to do kind of a podcast format. We're just going to talk about like whatever we came up with this week. We'll do it again next week. And that's basically how we're doing it, and just doing it live. That way you guys can kind of see we're real people. Like we're not just some corporate, like just trying to get your money or anything like that. Like we're real people. All right. So something major that's happened in the news lately. I've seen it a few times, but it happened here in Oregon. An instructor was quote unquote, allegedly, what would we call, just messing around with a minor. As an instructor, as a coach, that shouldn't fly. And
we have children, so a minor, no, not okay.
From the sound of it, the girl is 14, but that's still 4 years under the legal age.
Still too young. She's still a child at the age of 14, for sure.
In Jiu-Jitsu, we really have no place for stuff like that. So I actually knew the instructor pretty well. I've known him for over 10 years, and it's kind of surprising to see, but messing around and stuff like that, like I really hope that he gets the full extent of the law.
I agree.
So
it's not something we, nobody should be messing around with minors, let alone somebody in that position. So.
Yeah, for sure. So really, I say alleged because it's just an accusation right now. Until more comes out, like we really don't know what happened. There's really not much out there. It's just he was arrested and he's sitting in jail right now. So I imagine that the fact that they picked him up, they have some decent proof to move forward. So I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. It sucks.
Yeah. So I just say trust your instincts when you're picking, you know, it doesn't always work, but always trust your instincts.
And that's something too. Like if you're going to be starting at a new gym, look up your instructor. Like you can, and on the internet these days, you can find out anything you need to find out. If it doesn't seem like the right type of person to be teaching your child or to be teaching you, walk away. There's plenty of gyms. Like even if you have to travel, it'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's really all I have to say about that.
Yeah. On a lighter topic, maybe, because I could probably go on forever about that. But it's not a fun topic, especially as a parent. There's so many emotions involved. So, hi, John. Hi, James. Hi, Eric.
If you're hearing people or little knocks on the doors, that's the kids.
And if I run off,
they're supposed to be in bed, but they're obviously not in bed. So, so I mean, we kind of started off on a pretty heavy topic, so let's kind of move along to Jiu-Jitsu in the Olympics. We posted about this on the page.
It got heated. I was surprised.
There's really either people were for it or people were against it. There was a lot of people against it. Personally, I don't think that Jiu-Jitsu should be in the Olympics. Watching what martial arts like judo or taekwondo or even boxing, they had some crazy rules like the headgear and like the round time and stuff like that. Like I don't want to see that happen in jiu-jitsu. Like if it's gonna go into the Olympics, it needs to stay pure.
Well, and we already have so many different rule sets for everything. So what rule set would they would make up their own?
There's so many different rule sets out there.
Maybe like a grappling, just a general grappling that could go to everybody type of thing.
More like a submission grappling, I think would work better, but
that way jiu-jitsu stays jiu-jitsu, but grapplers still have a chance to do something. Sure. I don't know, but we'll see. It's not really up to us.
I don't know if we'll see it, to be honest. Legalize wrist locks. I agree, John.
What's up, Jeremiah?
I think wrist lock should be legal at all points.
Yeah, as a white belt, I had to ground myself for weeks before tournament because I wasn't allowed to do wrist locks. Then I got into tournament, and in no gi, I could do wrist locks. And so I was in the gi, though, and I had already switched my mindset from that when I heard that. And so I started going for a wrist lock, and the boys were all, no! So I threw my hands up real quick. But wrist lock should be legal. For sure.
It should be legal. I agree. Should start a movement. But yeah.
So cute.
So as far as jiu-jitsu in the Olympics,
hi Frank.
I mean, I'd like to see it, but only if it's a good rule set and if it doesn't take away. Like I said with judo, they stopped allowing you to even touch the leg. There's so many different throws where you're grabbing the leg. Those basically became illegal. So
we don't want to see jiu-jitsu watered down or diluted.
And I think a lot of like the IBJJF rules as it is, like no reaping and stuff like that. And it's not really a rule set that I'd like to see. So like if it's in the Olympics, let heel hooks happen, let reaping happen. Just let it happen.
I agree.
Yeah, you agree? Yeah. Okay.
Which isn't all the time, by the way. I don't always agree with them. Oh, crap. Can you see us still? Yeah, there we go.
Our window switched on us. Something that's come into light, especially since we've been training together, has been women in jiu-jitsu. Seeing the tournaments, there's not a huge turnout for women, unfortunately. Like the last Naga we did, you had a couple people in your...
I had nobody in my weight division. I had to move up a weight division in both gi and no gi. And then because I'm super smart, I'm going to use that term loosely, I decided to go up 2 weight divisions and up to expert because I didn't have very many matches. And for spending that much money and traveling and stuff, I was like, oh, why not? And he's like, I'm not feeding you to the sharks. And I'm like, but if they let me do it all, I can learn so much. And well, I learned a lot. You win or you learn something. I learned a lot.
her elbow's still feeling it.
Yeah, it's a little injured. I still roll. You know, I just tap quick. Take care of your body, but nothing's keeping me off those mats. So.
Oh, real quick, Jeremiah, your comment, eat the rules in the Olympics. I think that would actually do well. Like, I think that would be a good idea to, like, a good rule set to put it in, like, as far as the Olympic rules go. Like, I think that'd do really well. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath. Back to women in jiu-jitsu. I've actually seen, like, personally, I've seen a lot of guys, like, they'll treat women like they're glass, like, and I usually tell them not to do it, like, especially with Kayla. I'm like, don't treat her like glass. She's gonna get pissed and she's gonna make you pay for it. And honestly, like, if you're on the mats, like, I don't think you should be treated any different. I know that's hard to do, but I don't think that treating women differently because they're women, like, I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree with it either. So the thing with jiu-jitsu, and it's so wonderful, is that you can choose your own journey. I agree and sign up to go onto those mats, and I agree to roll. We don't have to roll. That's a choice. You know, like, if somebody's making you roll, you might not want to go to that gym. It's a choice. He told me in the very beginning when I started training, it's like, you roll when you feel comfortable. I think he didn't even let me roll for like a few weeks.
It was almost a month. I was like, sit back and watch.
So, you know, you have that choice. Once I decide to roll, you treat me as equal when I'm on the mat. Like, I know how to tap. I know when I'm in danger. I know what pain feels like. And if I don't tap and I'm being stubborn, that's on me. That's not on my partner. That's on nobody. Be respectful. Am I allowed to say naughty words on here?
I think most kids are in bed. But...
Don't be a jerk when you're on the mats, regardless of who you're rolling with. As long as you're respectful of your partner, that's all that matters. You know, and I see so many women also saying, oh, I'm a girl and they're being mean to me and they're choking me. And yeah, they're choking you. You're in jiu-jitsu. I don't understand it personally. Then don't do it. But
a tap's a tap.
A tap is a tap. If it hurts, tap. If you can't handle the pain, tap. I don't know. You know, I'm a little bit more stubborn. You're not going to tap me because it hurts, but I'll tap if my body's in danger, because that's called intelligence. You know, I'm going to use intelligence when I'm on the mats, and I don't have an ego. So if you got me in a legit submission, I'm going to tap. But
even if it's not a legit submission, like, if it's something that's causing pain and you can get injured, just tap.
And, you know, and people, if you have one of those spazzy people in your gym and you don't want to roll with them, then nobody's going to make you roll with them. I'll go against anybody pretty much. So if there's like a new person, they're spazzing and I feel like I'm in danger, or somebody that has something to prove and I feel like I'm in danger, I tap. It's not worth my ego and it's not worth my lifelong journey of training. So, we're women, we're empowered. We can make that decision. We can decide whether we want to do this, whether we don't. We're smart. We know how to tap, I promise, and we're not going to break. You know, I started off rolling with people 200 plus pounds. I did choke John unconscious. I'm sorry, that was an accident.
In the comments, that's what John says. Kayla is still the only person who has choked me unconscious, which is true.
Yeah. So, I started off training with bigger guys generally, and they did not treat me like glass, and I will forever be grateful for that, because without them, I wouldn't be as tough as I am probably. And he said he was 235 pounds, so I'm 120. You know, size doesn't matter in some aspects, but in some aspects it does not. So you just got to use your body how you can.
Well, it's funny too, because in a tournament setting, she's going against people that are her weight class, or
close
to her weight class. And And when they get her in positions that these big guys got her in, like it's
like Neon Valley. I'm like, oh, girl, you don't weigh anything. You can't do anything to me. And same again, if you are training for self-defense, which I don't personally train just for that reason. I love it for the sport aspect, but self-defense is great for everybody. I love that too, but it's just not my main reason. But if you are, and you're saying that you can't train with people because they're bigger or because they don't treat you like a princess, in the real world, if somebody attacks you and they're going to probably be bigger than you, you have not learned how to defend yourself properly then. If you are only training with people your size and your skill level and people that treat you like a princess, you are not doing yourself any justice for the real world. You're not.
Like Mike Wallace said, if you hurt your partners, it's bad for both of you and more. And I agree with that. If you're hurting your training partners, you're essentially going to be taking them out of rolling. So you're going to take them out of training with you, and it's somebody that could really help you progress in your jiu-jitsu. And I mean, your training partners are like your family. Like, treat them how you want to be treated and get better together.
Yeah, respect them regardless of their gender. You know, if you're turning down roles because someone's a girl, or you're turning down roles because someone's a guy, and I know there's personal reasons for that, and we respect those. That we're not trying to say anything negative about that. But if you're just turning down that simply because of their gender, man, you're missing out on so much knowledge and such great friendships and such great camaraderie. Like, you're turning down so much. They're losing out. You're losing out. And honestly, it just makes my heart sad. It really does. It weighs on me. But so there's a question for you saying Project Cauliflower Ear, which was what he had that before we were together. That's kind of how we got the name for Cauliflower Ear family.
Yeah, I was working on a project. It's called Project Cauliflower Ear, and it was really directed towards just jiu-jitsu. And for this project now, for this company, for Cauliflower Ear family that we've started together and we've grown together, we really direct it more towards jiu-jitsu and family.
We are a blended family with 7 littles, ages 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 2. So family is very important to us, and jiu-jitsu is also very important to us.
Exactly. So yeah, so Project Cauliflower Ear is in the past, Cauliflower Ear family is now, and it is really directed towards the family jiu-jitsuka, the parents that train. If you look at really any gym, like the competitors in the gym is a very small percentage compared to the people that come in that, or they might be more of a hobbyist, but they're coming in, they're training when they can, they're trying to balance their life, which is something that we've had to do, guys. Like balancing training and family, like that's so hard to do. And if you can do it, props to you. Like, we figured out how to make it work. But that does stop a lot of people.
It's so hard, and especially because we both train. There's no leaving the kids at home with a spouse. I'm sorry, but I'm not staying at home so you can go train. I'd be crying. So we have to take the kids with us generally, so that's what we do. Can you wrist lock in tournaments? I just want to hit on that real quick. As a blue belt, generally you can. As a white belt in no-gi in some tournaments, you can.
It really depends on the rule, the tournament and the rule set. Yeah. As far as wrist locks, usually beginners and white belts, you can't wrist lock. Other than that, anything above, you can wrist lock. So. That's really why Kayla got excited when she got her blue belt, because she was able to start hitting wrist locks, be that dirty wrist locker that she's been known as in the gym, but now she can carry it into the tournament as well. John Eaton, hey buddy. Says, I think most women are not naturally drawn to combat, but once they are exposed to it, they thrive. Where a lot of men are naturally inclined to combat, but quickly quit if they can't dominate quickly, which is very true. That's ego right there. I think the best thing everyone can do is invite women to train. Invite them, be an ambassador of the sport. Yeah, really, as far as getting women to train, like you got to have like a good environment for a woman. And that's really why I really told Kayla not to, like, don't just jump right in, because I'd seen even men, like they're just like, oh, and they just jump right in, and then they get dominated and their ego is too big, and then you don't see them again. So, and I didn't want to see that happen with Kayla. Like I was like, I want her to stick around. Like the more the merrier, especially with women. Like I'd love to see jiu-jitsu grow to where women are like there's as many women as there are men. But that really with any sport, like it seems to be male dominated, unfortunately. So, but as far as yeah, women in training, like don't treat them like glass. Like if they're uncomfortable with rolling, don't force them to roll. Like, I mean, that's a given, but treat women as your training partners, just like you would with men. So, anything to add to that?
You should learn some wrist locks, Mike.
Yeah.
I missed some of that conversation, but generally, just treat us as equals when we're on those mats, you know. And if you have a problem being treated as an equal as a woman, then you're gonna have to speak up. I don't understand it, but your training partners don't know how to treat you if you don't talk to them. So if something does make you uncomfortable, speak up, and don't just cut yourself off. Don't just quit. You know, everybody in this community, they're amazing generally. You're going to find amazing friends and amazing people. Good night, John. We love you too. So, you know, just talk to people. You know, don't quit. Just try. Just try to work it out. So.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this too, kind of moving along, but training while having a family. It is difficult. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's easy. Like, just train. The balance is the difficult part. What we really had to figure out is if we can make it to like a class setting, like in our area, making it to a class setting during the times that they have class. If we weren't able to make it, we have mats in our garage. So when the kids go to bed, we train. Obviously, that's not something that everybody can do. Not everybody has mats in their garage or anything like that. But I've trained on the carpet. I've rolled in the grass. Like
on 4th of July, we were rolling in the park before the fireworks happened. People kind of look at you funny, but oh well.
You're not going to see them in again, so who cares? But train when you can. Find your open mats. Find what classes work for you. And that especially, like, if you find a gym that works for you, don't just settle for it in case you have an instructor that you just don't jive with or there's something shady about them. There's a lot of factors that come into play when you're trying to balance work, family, jiu-jitsu.
If you guys have any tips, though, send them our way. I love hearing how other people make it work. There's so many different ways, you know. And gosh, we have kids, we have jiu-jitsu, we have the businesses. I work outside the home, and then the kids, we have 4 in gymnastics and 1 in baseball right now. It's crazy. It's crazy busy, but if you love something, you'll make time for it.
For sure.
So, and sometimes that means that we're doing it jiu-jitsu in the garage on the mats. Before we had mats, we were doing it in our bedroom on the carpet because you do it where you can. I mean, people do it in the dirt outside. We can do it in our room. So can you.
Absolutely.
So
train where you can, train when you can.
And I'm not going to say train with who you can because not everybody wants to get choked. But
Mike, you asked, will you do this more often? Yes, we're going to do this every single Friday. So we'll come on, we'll basically we'll have a couple things outlined that we want to talk about, and we're just going to interact with you guys. So
we want to get to know you guys. We hope you kind of want to get to know us.
If you're watching, I'm assuming that you kind of want to get to know us. So,
but we had somebody ask, "Who's Brent today?" And I'm like, "Oh, this guy." We're getting so many new followers every day, which we appreciate, and we love you all. But we want to make sure that you guys know who we are and that we're real people with real little children knocking on the door.
So yeah, that's pretty much all we wanted to cover today. We can answer a couple more questions. If there's no more questions, we'll end it, and then we'll be back on Friday. I'm also going to do a kind of a Technique Tuesday, kind of a Facebook Live for just one quick technique.
Bye, Mike. Have a good night.
Break it down.
Favorite submission? Wrist locks.
As far as submissions go, I really like wrist locks are huge for me. I like anacondas, a lot of the head and arm chokes.
He's hit a lot of those in tournament.
Yeah, like the proven rolling anaconda, I really like to hit. I saw Rafa Mendez. He taught it as one of his techniques on his YouTube channel, and I just really started going for it. And it's when I hit it, like I know I have it. So I really, really love that one.
I love the bow and arrow. Swinging bow and arrow is one of my favorites. So that's when you get on someone's back when they're standing and you bow and arrow. That's how I put John to sleep. Sorry, John. But that is a fun one to hit. I just like the fun stuff. Like jiu-jitsu is fun for me. So whatever makes me giggle, that's the good shit right there. That's what I like. Wrist locks always make me giggle. I really like them from like bottom side control and bottom knee on belly. People will go to pin your wrist and it's right there for the taking and they never expect it to come, and it makes my heart so happy. I don't know. It just does. I just love it. Helicopter chokes. I love helicopter chokes. I got one of those in tournament. That was a really fun one to get. Yeah. You figured me say wrist locks. Dirty wrist locker. I lost my shirt in New York, so I have to get a new one. Probably tonight.
Where are we training? We're actually opening our own spot.
Wednesday.
Starts next Wednesday. So I'll be running we'll be running our own gym here real soon. It is not 10th Planet. I put the gi on and I fell in love with it. Like I play worm guard, lapel guard, like spider guard, all those like gi dependent guards, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Hey, John. Yeah, if he can wrap you up in it, like, is his favorite thing. It probably makes him more happy than a submission does. He really enjoys just wrapping me up in my gi and his gi, and it's not as fun for me.
If I can hit a good sweep, it feels as good to me as a submission. So that might sound weird. I don't know, but I just love to roll. So if I hit a smooth sweep, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I started off in no gi. So and then I fell in love with the gi too. But I like them both a lot still. And this guy's always wanting to wrap me up in his gi. So it's kind of funny because people will be like, oh, can we do no gi? And he's kind of just like this. Yeah.
I suppose.
We are still in Oregon, Jeremiah.
Yeah, we're in Southern Oregon. We're rocking it down here.
It's beautiful. If you're ever in the area, hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. We'd love to train with every single one of you.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the school, it's actually a Jiu-Jitsu Brotherhood affiliate.
Yeah.
Under Nick Grigoriadis.
Yeah.
Stumbled over that one. Randy Stacy, he's my professor, and he's been so good to me. I love that guy.
Yeah, they're over.
He's amazing.
Custom Jiu-Jitsu, and seriously, the nicest people you'll ever meet. So, great mentor for sure. So.
All right, so I think that's it for us. We will do it again next Friday. Like I said, we're going to do a Technique Tuesday. I'm still debating on the time. I know this is late, especially for the East Coasters. So like 9 is what, midnight there. So it probably didn't work as well for you folks over there on the East Coast. So we're going to play with the times a little bit. And figure it out from there.
Jeremiah, he will take the gi off for you for a few rolls. He will.
I'll roll no gi.
He does roll no gi. He just loves the gi a lot. Also, as a thank you to all of you followers, and for watching this, because I don't know that we're super entertaining, but we have a 10% off discount going on our store for Mother's Day. The discount code is just SUPERMOM, because moms are super awesome. So,
and it's Mother's Day.
You gotta
show your love for your mom
and your wives and girlfriends and whatever.
So yeah,
Sombos.
That's over at cauliflowerearfamily.com. At checkout, just put in SUPERMOM. It'll save you 10%
off everything. So it doesn't even have to be for that woman in your life. It can be for you.
It could be for yourself.
We don't know.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate it. We will see you again soon.
Tuesday.
For
techniques.